Hello everybody, my name is Paulin and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm gonna be doing more of a serious video. It's about relics, their release, and how unfair they are in their current state. So first of all, I want to say that me and my friends, we made a petition for SP to reconsider how the relics currently are. I'm gonna link it in the description as well in the comments below, and throughout this video I'll basically prove my points as to why I believe in the petition and why SP needs to reconsider it. Now, the first complaint I have with the relics is the obvious one. They can only be obtained from chests, and if you click on this chest, you can see you can only get relics up to silver. So from the free chest, you'll never get gold or diamond relics. Fair enough. Every other relics chest, you can actually get them up to diamond, apart from the monster chests. Those only give monsters and cells, and basically everything apart from relics. The only chest that's worth it, or quote unquote worth it, is the golden relics chest, because the silver one and the relic one, they cost way too much for what they're worth. This relic is probably a bronze or silver, and you're paying 95 gems for it. You know, it's not gonna be good. The chances of getting a legendary monster is very low from this. This one, however, has some pretty decent chances, and 3 of the relics are at least 3 are gold or better. But even then, let's say you get 4. Let's say you get the golden medal, because you get 5 relics. 3 of them are supposed to be at least 3 are gold or better. So you get 4. You're paying almost 250 gems per one of those relics. That's insane. And you don't know what it even is. If it was for that price in the shop, I would not be complaining, because you'd at least know what you're getting. From this, you're just gambling for relics. You want a trap too bad, you get another sword, you know? That's how it currently is. So my first complaint is these chests. The only other way you can really get relics, apart from chests, is in the maze. You know, they are kind of on the track. Let me just find some here. Yeah, see, here's a gold one, but this is the best one, most likely. I don't think there's any other gold one in the entire maze, and this is for the second to last spot of, you know, the last monster. He costs a lot of maze coins to get to there. You're not going to be able to... What the heck is this one? You're not going to be able to get him there, most likely, unless you actually buy coins. You can also get relics from the future PvP season rewards, so we go here to leagues. Right now, they're obviously not here because they weren't released back when this PvP season started. That's understandable completely. So the next PvP season, there should be relics. Maybe instead of the runes, maybe as an extra, hoping as an extra. But whatever. I just hope that we're not going to be getting silver relics here. I want gold ones, at least for legendary free, you know. Diamond ones would be really cool, but I doubt they're going to do that. They're probably going to do that just for legendary leader and legendary 1. So that's my first complaint, how we actually get the relics. It's completely minor. I don't really care. If this was the only thing I wouldn't even make a video about it. It's too minor, you know. Moving on. So now the second thing I want to talk about is how the relics actually work. The bronze ones are really bad. You don't have to worry about those. The silver ones, there is one that's pretty good. This one, Avenging Energy Staff. When entering the battle, remove 66 points of stamina from all enemies. This one's pretty good. Completely denies Aethes there. There is a gold one that's really unbalanced. The Layer Trap. When entering the battle, decreases all enemies' speed by 845 points for 2 turns. Now that doesn't sound too bad, right? But it also has a secondary effect of that it resets the turn order to how it was at the beginning, and also counts in the, you know, the speed loss. But that's awful. For example, if you have a Demise Voltic combo, your Demise goes first, you do Strength from Beyond onto your Voltic. Voltic starts attacking the monster with the trap, and he activates it. And then the turn order resets, Voltic's turn is gone, it goes back to Demise, if she outspeeds the enemies by that point. Let's say she does, but she can't do anything because Demise doesn't have Strength from Beyond anymore. That's what I'm talking about. This is a kind of nerfed Voltic that I have long awaited for. I love it, but it's not a good one. It's a bad nerf. It's a bullshit nerf. This also nerfs every other attacker in the game, so it's kind of still the same thing. Voltic's still better. There's a few other good gold relics, like the Great Healing Essence. When a turn ends, if the wearer's life is below 50%, heals all allies. That's a pretty good one. Comeback Essence. When the turn starts, if an ally is dead, revives it with 28.8k points of life. This is a really good one, even if only the monster with the comeback essence is alive. When the turn starts, it just revives both of them, if any allies did, so both of them are back. Moving on to legendary ones, there is a few really bad ones. This is a kind of good nerf to Voltic in my opinion. But again, it doesn't just nerf Voltic, that's the word, that's the bad part. When being hit, decreases the attacker's maximum life by 35.3k points. Now keep in mind, I'm using the maximum level of the relics here. On level 1, it's like 10k, so it's not significant at all. But on level 40, it becomes really significant because it's gonna two-shot a Voltic at 130. And it has 3 uses, so yeah, rest in peace. There's also this Uriel Essence one. When the wearer dies, if any ally is dead, it revives it with 44.4k points of life. Even if the monster with the Uriel Essence is dead, everyone comes back with 44.4k life. Now, if you kill the monster with the Uriel Essence first, it's just going to revive itself with 44.4k life. So it's not nearly as bad. But still, this one is really overpowered. Like, if both sides have maxed out relics, if both players have maxed out relics on diamond level, this is somewhat fair. Again, it's not really fair because of the layer trap, but it's somewhat fair. And that's not my issue. If these relics were okay, if these relics weren't so hard to obtain, and if there weren't goddamn 40 levels, you know how hard this is to level up? This wouldn't be much of a problem. But like, you can only buy them from chests. This comes back to the chest problem again. You can get them in PvP, but only the top guys, the guys who have bought them from chests, are gonna be getting the top ranks in PvP, you know? The Legendary 2, Legendary 1, Leader, whatever. Maybe you can get Legendary 3 with bad relics. I don't know. I honestly don't know how it's gonna pan out. Legendary 2, most definitely not, though. Or maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna require you to have 130 monsters, definitely for Legendary 2. And probably relics as well. So yeah, my second point with the relic update is that it only widens the gap between the free-to-play and pay-to-win players. Okay, so as for the third problem with this whole relics thing, it's the release of the relics. And this is really, it's not the smoothest release at all. It's one of the worst releases, one of the worst update releases for a game I've ever seen in my life. There's 3 main problems that I see with it. And the first one is that not everyone got to participate in the beta. Now this is, Monster Legends has done this every single time. It's just randomly people have been chosen to participate in it. But in a beta, this is important for Relics, a whole new mechanic added to the game. You think they want as much input on it as possible? Apparently not. So yeah, the first problem is that they only chose a certain amount of people. Now then, 2 other problems are created because of this one problem. The first one is that people are going to be like, oh yeah, why didn't you pick me? Because obviously people want a head start with the relics. They pretty much gave that small percentage of players that got the beta access, they pretty much gave them a pretty decent head start with the relics. I'm pretty sure they could use them in PvP as well. Not sure about Wars. That's awful. That is goddamn awful. And even if they wouldn't be able to use them in PvP and Wars, a head start just for being randomly chosen for beta, that's dumb. Now, I don't really care too much about this, but a lot of people did. And because they did, the third problem comes around, and that's that the beta test was only 2 or 3 days. I remember seeing the beta, oh yeah, this is gonna be 2 weeks, or maybe 1 week at least. Nope, it was 2 or 3 days for the beta test. What the heck? What kind of input are you gonna get from 2 or 3 days, you know? Again, you need a decently long beta test for a completely new mechanic that's completely unbalanced right now. And they had 2 or 3 days. What? That's awful. That's so awful. Now, why they have 2 or 3 days? Because they were tired of people complaining that the others got a head start in the whole relics department, which is perfectly rational. You can complain about that because people were already using relics in PvP when I got the relics update. I think it was on Friday. Actually, on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. I immediately upgraded the forge, but when my forge was still upgrading, a lot of people still didn't have the update, and during that time, I was going up against people with relics in PvP, and I was like, what? Now, they could have made it restricted for only those that already have relics in the game to be able to verse people with relics, but I doubt it. Even if they did, it's awful. This whole release of the relics, one of the worst things ever. Now, there is a few ways you could make this better. The first is by letting us see what relics our opponents have in PvP, and the second is in wars. Basically, you just see them everywhere, because if it's like with runes on PvP, you obviously don't see them, and that's pretty cool that you don't see runes, so you don't know exactly what you're going up against. You know, kind of. But with the relics, it's a complete wild card. So you can definitely improve these relics by letting us see what our opponents have equipped. Another way you can improve relics is by letting players purchase gold ones, not gold ones, bronze ones for gold. So players, you know, they can get at least some relics going, and they can upgrade relics easier. Because you upgrade relics, if you don't know, you upgrade them by selecting one, and then you sacrifice a bunch of other relics to give that one XP, and you also have to use food for it for some reason. Well, that's fine. But if you don't want to do that social point, you can give us a sort of exchange system. So this is just an example. 10 bronze relics for 1 silver one, 10 silver ones for 1 gold one, 10 gold ones for 1 diamond one. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'd probably make the values higher, but at least give us something like this. I mean, come on. The only other thing I can suggest is make the relic chest price cheaper or something. I don't know. So, in conclusion, in my opinion, everything about the relics was poor. The release, the plan, everything was just awful. I like the idea of them on paper, but they are way too pay to win. And the release of them, just again, it was awful. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you want, again, to sign the petition, I encourage you to do so if you believe in it. If you don't sign it, of course. That's how petitions work. I'll link it in the description and in the comments below. But yeah, guys, I'll see you next time.